Sergio Pellegrini, just in case. Carlos close getting his clocks set. Andre Gomes and Jeremy Mathieu looking to continue their run. We are underway. The blue and white of Alaves defending the goal towards the right. And that key lime kit of Barcelona and their road uniforms today, as is the want when Ter Stegen is out there. A lot of the play for Barca through the back.
Ball from Ter Stegen and right into the chest of Messi, finding Suarez. You're right, Phil, pushing up immediately on Ter Stegen. He'll be super cool. His ball's at his feet and finds his players with impeccable accuracy a lot of times, but often leaves it a little tight.
Vidal slips as he tries to clear, sending it straight to Sobrino. A chance for a lot of these understudies for Alaves to get some time, including here. Good ball inside. Just missing it, though, Krstičić.
It's a great ball. What a spin-off pass that is from Suarez into Neymar.
Ball across to the near side. Messi staying in the center. Rolling it now wide for Digne. Back healthy, the young Frenchman.
Barcelona will go top of La Liga with a win here today, and maybe just for a few hours, but be good for their fans to see them on top at Real Madrid with games in hand, of course.
Christian Santos, the young Venezuelan, and Neymar, the legendary in the making Brazilian, our respective players to watch on the day. 45 degrees, bit of rain in the air.
Lovely.
And again, just a light breeze coming in. 250 miles between these two along the Pyrenees. Barcelona moving from the Mediterranean coast up towards the Atlantic. All off to the near side, and Vidal sneaks it inside nicely to Rakitic, to the goal line, sends it across, but over Suarez to safety.
Nothing at the end of it, but a beautiful little pass there by Aleix Vidal on this right side, looking better with each and every passing game. Umtiti has also had a good start to his career as a Barcelona player. One or two little off notes now and again, but confidence shown and great pace, Phil. It's one of the attributes of Umtiti that often gets overlooked. Barcelona has never been a team that's had a lot of jackrabbit pace at the back. This man has been one of the quicker types of players in Jeremy Mathieu, but Umtiti, oh man, has got some real jets. What a good pass that is.
Sneaks it in. Messi cuts
Beautiful.
Across, laid back by Gomes, out wide, and Neymar forced to retreat. Back in for Messi, finds a gap low to the near post and smothered by Pacheco.
But immediately Busquets puts his fingerprints and shows Barcelona fans what they've been missing. This is the end result, but again, the genesis all started with an absolute dagger of a pass through the lines of Alaves by Sergi Busquets. We saw it last week when Andre Gomes did something very similar for the go-ahead goal, but he doesn't do it as consistently or with as much threat as the amazing Sergi Busquets.
Good try by Messi. He scored 200 road goals for Barcelona, but he has never played at Mendizorroza, and almost 3 minutes in.
Should be some real covering on this Barcelona midfield as well, with Rakitic and Andre Gomes on either side of Busquets. This will be snuffed out.
Then Sobrino to the inside, giving chase Katai.
The 2 feet of Ter Stegen as well. Very comfortable pushing the ball onto his left or right.
Nice from Vigaray to win it back. Has a blast, but it sails well wide of Ter Stegen's net. Good work by Marcos Llorente.
What a great story. Llorente's club is, Phil, won the 3rd division not too long ago, in a long time. 2009 to 2013. And the first time they've been back since 2005 season. In champions last year in the Segunda. And this coach, Mauricio Pellegrino, cannot say enough about him. The modesty of this club, the type of footballers that they have are melded together in the Copa del Rey final. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, really applaudable, and an absolute beautiful footballing stadium, this.
Built back in the 1920s. Only El Molinón and Mestalla are older, but they've renovated it quite a bit. Neymar.
Got a lovely big television there behind that goal.
Putting on his dancing shoes against Theo Hernandez. A little bit of a shoulder shove, but
nothing
referee
there.
says play on.
Too late. Good run this.
Burst through two, trying to get through Titi, who returns the favor, but this one will be foul and will be a caution.
This one's a little harsh on Umtiti, but no complaints. He comes across, tries to play the ball, and it just gets ushered by him, as we'll see right here. And in replay, that's a fair call. Might be a little harsh this early in the game, but still. And here we'll look at the hocus pocus.
Good work by the Atleti loanee, Theo Hernandez, though, to stay with him.
He went biting in until it's necessary. Wins that ball well from the magical Brazilian.
No Gerard Piqué, no Sergio Roberto, the two defenders getting a day off from Luis Enrique. On the bench, they do have Jordi Alba. Actually, Sergio Roberto is available on the Pine. Handball. 7th minute free kick.
Kid there, absolutely agreeing with his granddad there.
Off to the near side, Umtiti, normally playing on the left center, but today with Mathieu over towards the right.
Aleix Vidal's involvement on this right side as well, having a good direct influence on the medicine man that is Messi, able to pull in a little bit and really orchestrate beautifully. Feels as if there's a little bit more security as we take a good look at Mauricio, the Argentina man.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because Sergio Roberto had been the right back at the start. Vidal was in the doghouse, if not mothballs. Launched along LaGuardia in a battle and cuts to the inside nicely. However, more and more it seems as though Vidal getting some confidence. Spinning in the middle, flipped wide. Llorente pushing forward, now slotted through, but asking a lot of Sobrino. Vidal back to try and turn the corner, and a handball on the ground. What does Vidal give that allows Messi a bit more freedom that Sergio Roberto doesn't?
Maybe on the, purely defensive side, he's a lot more of a sure defender, but Sergio Roberto being absolutely brilliant in his conversion to that position, and will always be a Barcelona player, I would imagine. Such a versatile player and a real good go-to. He'll never let you down. I think in Vidal to see more stay-at-home defender a lot of times, but when he does join in, he produces not exactly Dani Alves magic, but he's been extremely effective in his link-up play.
Towards the penalty spot, reading it well, Hernandez cleared only as far as Vidal, and across for Busquets. Messi fakes, drives. Rakitic caresses it back towards Messi, but Alexis does a good job staying back. Former Valencia and Sevilla defender. The inside, Neymar pings it off. Gomes dispossessed. A nice round of applause as Alaves wins it back. Looking very comfortable, the Madrid loanee. Outstanding season for the 22-year-old. The line getting to the inside, Katai from Krstisic. Overlap is on. Dikarenaan couldn't get there, though.
Obviously, an important game for Barcelona in these quests to pull back Real Madrid and put the pressure on the Royal Whites tomorrow. Have a much more easier task ahead of them, and they should get past their opponent, but keep on that.
Is trying to do something that is somewhat unusual, maybe not quite rare, but the last team to sweep 2 matches against Barcelona was in European play, and that was Bayern Munich about 3 years ago. In LaLiga, it was Real Madrid 4 years ago. But Ray, as far as teams that have been newly promoted to sweep Barcelona home and away, it's only been done 3 times. Twice in the 90s by Hércules and Salamanca, and then Sevilla way back in the 30s. So Alaves trying to become only the 4th La Liga promoted side to win home and away.
I'd give away there by Aleix Vidal. Not much pressure on him, and head options. Doesn't find one of them. Leads to this.
Berpesta tries to sweep it through. Titi in the way. Starting to see a little bit of what you love about Alaves. It's the little team that could. They don't pack it in. They're a solid defensive team, but they like to play.
And they're still nowhere near the strongest team that could be fielded by Pellegrino. Some big names missing, and none bigger than Don Andres, of course, on the other team. But this Alaves side, Phil, massive changes, and it's Barcelona who's playing well within themselves here, just wearing them down. Not exactly a billiard ball table, this one, but really it's a nice slick passing surface that shouldn't hold too many problems for the ball whisperers of Barcelona. But Alaves standing up tall to them. We love the back line of Deportivo, don't we? Like Guardia and Vidal, the Moroccan, who has been absolutely exceptional.
Vidal getting a day off today, cleared by Alexis. Not a bad guy to deputize.
Absolutely.
41-year-old veteran, brought back from Besiktas.
Great ball.
Out wide, Neymar driving on Vigaray, gets rid of it quickly. Suarez to Messi, 2 in front, overplaying that left foot.
Take a look to the right where Aleix Vidal had made a lovely run, and as he goes to the left, Vidal was wide open on this side.
Well, the cup hero Edgar is out injured. Remember, after he scored that goal that moved them past Celta, pulled a hamstring, but a few other changes. Ibai given the day off. Naisca Toquero given the day off, and Vidal.
And the big one is Camarasa. Me, he's been an absolute revelation, that kid.
He is available on the bench if they need him. But Krstičić getting the chance to prove his worth today. And speaking of proving his worth, what about Pellegrini? As we take a look at Camarasa and Daverson. Pellegrini, when he was at Valencia, Pellegrino make that, but when he was at Valencia, many people thought he proved he just was not ready. But now, as we see manager after manager leaving Mestalla, it might not have been the Argentine who was a hero as a player, but now proving he actually is a pretty good manager.
Great attempt there by Marcos Llorente, one of the danger players for Deportivo Alaves, to play that surging ball. And look at that ball again from Busquets.
Alaves getting it cut out by Alexis. Busquets again. Is that a bit of a concern? They've tried Rakitic, they've tried Gomes, they've at times tried Sergio Roberto and Mascherano. Nice from Gomes as he puts it into drive, but then Digne into reverse. Over to Titi. Is that a position that they need to fill quickly now that Busquets approaching 30?
Well, eventually, you say the same with likes of Iniesta, world-class players, Phil. You're not going to find them under every rock.
Nice from Vidal. Looking for his third, but sends it over the crossbar.
Wow, it's beautiful from Alex, and he was nearly great. Nice ball fed in to challenge. Rakitic goes up, but look at this control on the run. That is absolutely wonderful. A great dynamic, and he just doesn't catch it sweetly enough. It's just off the top of his boots and maybe the lower part of his shin. That one was close. Great run in support. He's been open a number of times, complimenting him for his stay-at-home defending. But when he joins in, he is very, very capable. As we've seen, he's been hitting the back of the net.
Almost DeAndre Yedlin-like. And Newcastle making an appearance today at Wolves. Championship play on beIN Sports just afternoon.
Yeah.
Following this match.
Nicely.
Messi out wide. Neymar lifts his head, looks, tries to drop it back, but it got away, and he might have gotten stepped on in the process.
There's nothing there. It's a wonderful ball. I think Aleix Vidal again involved in this, but lovely Barca Lego football. All the pieces fitting in remarkably well, and he's got Messi wide open here, and he tries to push it back, but he ankle turns a little bit. There's no problem there, but well, maybe there is.
Remember a few years back, I think it was his first season, we saw his ankle buckle and still somehow managed to come back.
Yeah, that was
made a rubber band.
Lovely movement. That was the best passing in football of Barcelona so far. Said, leading Neymar, Messi, just begging for the ball.
Barca with an eye on PSG coming up midweek.
Tuesday, right? That's two tricky games for Barca in the Champions League. It's the PSG team that's firing.
Cavani, the one pulling the trigger. Yep. Ball inside, cleared away by LaGuardia.
Lucky.
A little more aerodynamic today.
Just a little bit more weight on that needed, but nearly a perfect pass by Ivan.
Yeah. Tripped up unintentionally by Vigaray. But it will be a free kick. There again, you see that ankle buckle a little bit, but he does appear to have recovered. Luis Enrique. Lots of rumors swirling about a managerial meeting coming up in a month or two before the season is over. What will be his plans for next year? Some thought that he might be ready to hand in the whistle. Neymar. Edge of the 6, headed clear. Vigaray dropping back, driving in. And then cleared back to midfield. Busquets across to Gomes. Barca's choices in the midfield a bit limited. Mascherano is not quite healthy, similar for Turan, and Rafinha still trying to get comfortable with that mask after having his nose broken. Mathieu waits patiently, finds Dia into the middle, almost to Suarez, but cleared. Nice flick by Katai.
Jeremy Mathieu, a player who's derided by a lot of fans, but a player that's came in the games for Barcelona, and in my opinion, an absolute top-class job, very solid and assured. He's got his critics for whatever reasons. Does a good job under some difficult circumstances, fitting in with always different backline. There's no chemistry allowed to be built. Jeremy, but versatile as well, being able to fill in at the fullback position and centrally.
Anyone anyone that thought that even with MSN, Barcelona would be coasting today, showing their worth compared to the upstarts from the Segunda. At home, Alaves has been nearly unbeatable. Approaching 300 minutes at the Mendizorroza in all competitions since allowing a goal. Whistle, and Alaves left lifting their hands in frustration.
Here a thought for Christian Santos, the Venezuelan up front, who's really looking at his midfield, getting absolutely bossed. No way through, thanks to LaGuardia's back line and that very strong midfield. It's mobile, energetic, industrious, and trying to do enough to keep the magic man at least isolated. But Barcelona certainly haven't really threatened the hands of Pacheco so far. 20 minutes in. A nice build-up a lot of times and quick passing, but nothing on the score sheet yet.
Surprised? I mean, only 2 defeats in their 10 home matches this season.
Oh, what a pass from Busquets again, man.
Buys in to try and win it, and then ruled to have been pulled down in the process.
And Messi hasn't seen him for such a long time, and even the Argentine a little bit surprised. It was Messi's poor touch after that ball got triggered in through 3 players of Alaves by Sergi Busquets.
Having a few too many words, according to the 4th. Neymar tries to sneak it across off Vigaray and out for the corner kick. This will swing in, looking for Umtiti, but shy. Santos back to headed clear. First year out of Nijmegen. The Venezuelan. There is a problem for this Alaves side. It's scoring goals. Only 9 at home this season. You kind of sense if they do find that reliable striker, they could stick around for a while.
Again from Busquets.
Messi weaves right, wants it back, gets it back, edge of the 18. Right-footed shot trickles through, trying to get it back, does. Tucked away and kick save by Pacheco. Still inside, Suarez decked by Alexis, and Alexis, with a clash of heads, clears the deck. The edge of the area, Llorente. Does it go across? It does.
It started with wonderful play again from Sergi Busquets, who takes the 2 Alaves defenders rushing onto him and makes them look like garden gnomes. Wonderful from Busquets, and then, of course, it's off to the races with Messi and the rest of the vaunted line. A lot of helter-skelter chaos eventually inside the 6-yard box. Lucky not to score there. No way through from Messi.
Back for Busquets, looking to his left. Now switches his target. Vidal in towards the corner, and Neymar one-on-one. Perisic over to defend. Messi, edge of the area. Drives right, back left, tries to chip it in. Llorente in the way. Flying in, Sobrino.
Forest of blue and white shirts, Phil, to stop the way through of Messi and everybody else. It seems they are packing that area with pure numbers to stop the magic man and his mates. Running off well here. Look at how they flood back into this box.
Suarez wide right, should open up a path in the middle. Trying the back heel, Vidal, but missing it. Trying to shepherd it out was Dani Torres.
Suarez does wonderfully well here.
Wins a corner.
Response to seeing his teammate under pressure. This is what to expect. All right, Sobriano there, doing his yeoman's job. Ex-Real Madrid man. Going to mix it up.
Neymar from the near side, 4th corner of the match, sending it long. Mathieu to the top of the 18. No chance for Busquets. Laid out nicely. Kirsticic. A chance on the break. Dini is going to be beaten for speed here. Theo Hernandez on the far side.
Great run.
Into the area.
Magic.
Cuts to his left. Saved by Ter Stegen. Reaching out to slap it away.
Dini fills his pants here. He's not willing to go down and slide in right here. And he is gone. And it's Tom chasing Jerry here. Wonderful play and a brilliant save this from Ter Stegen.
The other way, blasted by Messi, and then actually that's Gomes who's denied by Pacheco.
And Pacheco, two goalkeepers really coming up trumps at each end in the blink of a bee's eye. One way and then the other, helter-skelter football, and really tremendous play by Andre Gomes here to settle that lovely touch from Suarez that's sawn through but denied. Wonderful goalkeeping.
Corner number 5. Hit it away. Santos to the near side. Messi with a little bump from Theo Hernandez. Carries away. It'll be a throw-in for the home side.
Sometimes defenders have got a split second to make a decision, not just on the physical side of it, but mentally. And at that other end, look, Digne had an opportunity, I felt, as if to go to ground and win the ball ahead of the player, but let him off the leash and nearly paid for it. Wonderful from Ter Stegen. And at the other end, the Spanish youth international, Fernando Pacheco. Magic.
Messi playing bumper cars. Down he goes. And cleared back to midfield. Carlos Close letting them play.
Well, here's a big warning for Barcelona if they needed one. This team, despite all of the changes and the reserves coming in, got a big scorpion-like sting in their tail when presented.
Part of the revival of Basque football. All 4 teams in the top 12. And Alaves proving it's not a fluke. Pellegrino stepping in, Ray. He was not the manager to get them promoted. That honor going to Jose Bordalas, whose reward was basically getting fired. Trying to do it again at Getafe. It has them in promotional position. Over to the near side, Titi. Now Vidal. Rakitic to the corner. Ex-Almeria and Sevilla man retreats. Again, people thinking that it was easy. Step in for a first division side. Anyways, he had to take over someone else's team and then take it up a notch. And he has. Gatai in front of him. Serbian now on the ball. Into the middle. Titi. Ter Stegen. And safety.
Wonderful from Samuel Umtiti. Taking the pictures all around in his 360-degree cerebral camera. Recognized he wasn't under that much pressure. There was a blue and white shirt close by, but he knew the space and time and that wonderful chest cushioning it back to his keeper. Nice style. Titi.
30th minute approaches. Dino looking up, nothing there. Forced to retreat.
Swinging his ball around. Got the width as always with these high attacking wing backs in Digne and Aleix Vidal. This.
It in. Appeared to be offside. Flag stays down. Suarez heads it wide and knocked to the ground. Katai for the foul. As you can see, a good no flag. Theo keeping him on. This is a rivalry that goes all the way back to 1931. It has not really been a promising one, though, for Alaves over the years. Although they did win at the Camp Nou back on match day 3. Their first victory since 2001, when they actually made it all the way to the UEFA Cup final before losing in extra time against Liverpool. Dino standing, toes on chalk. Practically on the field, the ex-Valencia defender.
There before to Pellegrino, and He's got to do it again here today. The team that he's reshuffled major time are here and challenging them and covering right, left and centre in numbers for each other. Going to take something special to open them up.
Guardia just gets a touch, maybe needed to have the hair that he just chopped off. Back to Busquets, an awkward try with his left foot. Alexis gets it away, but not far.
Good challenge by Christian Santos there to deny Busquets a clean strike.
Neymar tries to return to Digne, but can't through the wickets. Nice from Llorente. Continues his impressive performance.
Step in there by Jeremy Mathieu. There's an example that I was talking about before, Phil. There's a nanosecond to make a decision for a defender like that, when to step in. And that earlier chance that Alaves created for themselves, Digne didn't, but Mathieu did, and snuffs out an attack very well.
At this particular point, you see him off the bench now, Luis Enrique. Is he concerned? This is a team that already beat them at home, has proven that they can get to a cup final.
Yep.
I think almost everyone thought that this would be rather easy work.
I don't know who those people were. It's a great touch.
With the touch, Suarez lays it back for Neymar.
It's a great ball.
Across, just a touch to safety from Teo Hernandez.
Fabulous again from the Atletico Madrid loanee. Seeing this ball, backtracking just enough and getting his slightest touch of hair gel on that. It's a lovely pass intended for Barca boy, streaking in. Aleix Vidal. It's getting nicely open, Phil, a number of times. Vidal. There's Barcelona go down that left side, and every time they have, seeing Neymar pretty much wrapped up on that side. It's Figueroa that seems to be containing him nicely.
Out wide, more and more pressure from Barcelona. LaGuardia holding off Suarez. Neymar to the first of the ball. Gomes sends it across. Messi now settles. Back the other way, and again LaGuardia soars to clear. Back heel from Katai. Llorente. You're trying to pin him in. The Serbian, another little back heel. Trying to play their way out rather than just blast it. And clipped on the heel, the Madrid loanee.
It's a lovely ball from Andre Gomes to Messi, and his return pass intended for Neymar. But this man here, LaGuardia, who we've been singing the praise of in our Copa del Rey coverage, Phil, Victor LaGuardia, ex-Zaragoza man. He's only 26-year-old. He must have had a tough paper round when he was a kid. He's a real chip off the old central defender block. But he's a talented footballer, doing a tremendous job in the heart of the defence for Deportivo Alaves.
And again, normally paired with Vidal, only 4 teams have a better defense than the newly promoted side. But they've given up more goals than they've scored.
Seen this so many times over the years. Teams like Alaves doing absolutely brilliantly in their shifting of the defensive lines in the industry. Barcelona doing basically everything right in terms of their possession, their width, their vision, their attempts to get through. Eventually they can crack the dam. See how long it takes, but it may not be working out like that this game, because Alaves looking comfortable in many ways, stretched for sure, but in their covering of Messi, they're doing it in numbers right at the crucial moment. So far so good for little Alaves.
That wall of 4 with some cover in front, pressing on the outside.
Sure, there's often 5 into that box in front of that 4 ahead, so you have to be super sharp. What a pass again!
Threads it through for Messi. Gomes Looking for Neymar, spins back to the inside, again for Vidal. Good ball from the Brazilian, back to Rakitic. One-time try that deflects out. Back.
Little sad face there. Thinking that it's time for a yellow card from Alaves that time. A little bit of a payback from Titi. That one that he took that was a little harsh.
Alaves just one loss in their last 17 matches.
Great ball.
Deflects away from Messi.
That's magic
Rakitic
pass.
Across the face and goal! It's Vidal to
stupefyingly brilliant from Barcelona. This is what they're all about at their botanical best. Staggering football of the highest proportions. And you ask, how is this possible? Because he dictates it. Him and his teammates that put together cobweb football, nothing less. Take a look at the passes, and I hope we don't see the final took away as the highlight, because it's not. It's before it gets to Messi that was wonderful as well. But they spread the game out like wonderful, beautiful caviar on bread. Superlative football again from Rakitic. And this pass here, that touch there, that magic ball there, and that killer there is what makes Barcelona absolutely scintillating when they rock and roll.
Finding a way to sneak it behind that rock-solid back line, and it cracks.
Trying
Suarez
to think of the best pass of that moving, wonderful, gyroscopic football, and it's difficult. And look at the Alaves fans. They just saw wonderful string of pearls passes in tight confines, Phil. I said, man, it's going to take something special to open them up. Suarez it is. That's the thunder at the end of the lightning attack. But everything that you think about with Barcelona football was embroidered right in front of our eyes. And some of the players that were involved are some of the newbies. But that was vintage Barcelona football, and we ain't seen too much of that this season. But when that man's in there, man, number 5, he makes all the difference in the world.
If you missed it, check out facebook.com/BeinSportsUSA and watch it again. Might not be done yet. Digne across, but offside on the initial pass. They couldn't force their way through the middle. They're having a bit more success down the flanks.
Yeah, were it that simply stated and that simply executed, certainly said there. But the speed of the passing there, Phil, and the availability of these sky blue shirts or whatever colour that is, it's absolutely top class.
that they forced back. Well, a few wrinkles that were smoothed out by Pellegrino with the starting lineup here today, but in danger now of getting overrun. And it's Vidal again. Gets to the goal line. Teo with the shoulder bump to win it back, but then gives it to Rakitic. Rifles it across. Neymar on the inside. Little give and go with Suarez. Out comes Pacheco. Falls for Neymar. And falling again, it's Alaves. 2-0 Barca.
And again, it's got to go back to the madness of Messi and his insane talent. When the ball comes back to Lionel, he arcs this one with full threat, and there's no answer to it, and he knows it. Pacheco left helpless as the rain starts to fall down and the goals start to rain. Bad giveaway. Rakitic sends it out. It's Theo Hernandez who had coughed it up, but Messi's pass is absolutely astonishing into the danger area, and Pacheco comes flapping like an albatross here. Needed to put it away behind. Just put it out for a corner. He tries to collect it, and then it falls to the Brazilian, who dispatches easily. But again, the initial genesis of the goal was the pass from Lionel. And he won't be in the front of everybody's man of the match. But for me, this man alters the whole prism of lighting football by Barcelona. Iniesta has the same effect. Busquets right there beside him.
Facebook.com/BNSportsUSA to catch that one again. And don't forget, you can also watch it. Our Volkswagen Express halftime show coming up in just a few. Mauricio Pellegrino has to ask a few new questions to try and get back in this one.
It's not the effect of Busquets in these goals. It's what he precurses the game with. He has the bad jellyfish on the end of poor Pacheco's arm. Not doing enough. But back to Buzzi on how he begins this pattern of play for Barcelona. At one end of the field to the other, it leads to this.
Neymar into the area, sneaks it past LaGuardia, up steps Alexis.
Slack ball.
313-minute scoreless streak at home snapped, and it only took 3 minutes for Barcelona to add a second. Poked away from Sobrino and out. Throw in Alaves near midfield. Still a couple of minutes left to go. Vidal arguing it should be the other way, but Carlos Clos says no. Lazio and Milan coming your way on Monday. Serie A action in the middle of the afternoon. Good way to get your day off. A game that should be, especially now with the ex-Barca boy Deulofeu lighting it up for Milan. Rain spitting down a little bit just to add to Alaves' misery.
They'll have to light it up a little bit more than they have, Milan, if they're going to take the points off that side. That wonderful eagle, Lazio, they've been in good fettle lately.
Titi and Sobrino making friends.
beautiful intricate play by Messi again, linking up with Neymar. Neymar kisses it back to Lionel. And the reach in right here across the feet of Messi. And still they argue. Umtiti, there's that one earlier that should have, I felt, got the yellow card. And did not. Compared to the foul that Umtiti got nailed with for a yellow. That's strange refereeing.
Yeah, listen, 4 minutes in, fastest yellow against Barca this season. Messi inside. Suarez tries to return it, but the angles were off.
That's a good example. Ain't so easy. Messi makes it look easy. Well, that wonderful rainbow pass earlier. Suarez cannot return the favour, but 2-0 for Barcelona. Damage done against an Alaves team that looked as if they were throwing down the gauntlet in numbers, but eventually...
I think that's where he will stay. I'm guessing they might go to more of a 4-4-2 with Sobrino pushing up. Regardless, changes from Alaves as this second half about ready to get underway. Carlos Close getting us started, the 44-year-old from Zaragoza.
Good story about Kiko Femenia as well, Phil, ex-Barcelona lad.
The only change to start this actually came up through both Barcelona and Real's youth system before moving to Hércules.
So he's obviously got the talent.
And potential.
White House and Camp Nou.
Eduardo Biscayart joining Jose Hernandez on our Spanish side. Phil Shane, Ray Hudson with you here on English. Carlos Close, the referee. And the goal scorers, Suarez and Neymar. Just missing Messi, who has never scored in this stadium. Neymar, by the way, his 95th goal, passing Ronaldinho on the all-time scoring chart. Mathieu over to Busquets. There's something different when Sergio Busquets is out there, a calmness to Barcelona's style. But given away here in Sobrino pushing forward. Good look at the Venezuelan Santos making the run in the middle. He's going to get there, and he skies it. Ter Stegen went down, Santos went up, but it takes flight.
Venezuelan played in beautifully here. Lovely overlapping run. This is a peach of a pass right around Jeremy Mathieu. And this one is a fish up a big tree finish. And sadly for Christian, he kind of just directed downwards. You got to stab downwards in them situations. Play on.
One back by Alaves, out of the dressing room. Hot and bothering Barcelona. Cleared away. Santos still catching his breath. And he knows what might have been. Just 2 goals this season. And he might never have had an easier opportunity to get Alaves back in the game. Laid off Sobrino out wide.
Well, sad for Alaves there. You know, if Davison had been there, Phil, that one would have been put away with a blindfold on. But sadly for Christian,
out towards Suarez.
Not many real excuses you can hand towards the Venezuelan either, because the ball bounced ahead of him with plenty of time to readjust.
Messi out wide. That one's going to spin to a stop.
Gets there.
Suarez denied by LaGuardia, who takes up some turf on the tackle. Credit to Ter Stegen coming out and challenging.
No question. There's certainly a distracting element in there, but Ter Stegen knew he was dead to rights there. From the ball that was played in, it was a fabulous strike across the face of goal by Sobrino.
7th corner without reply for Barcelona. Mathieu making the near post run, goes into the middle, and Suarez with a touch but out for the goal kick. Could have been a different game. Remember Theo Hernandez on a fast break, denied by Ter Stegen, who was again quick off of his line. And here Santos sent in brilliantly. It easily could be a tied match, whether it should be or not. Instead, 2-2. It's 2-0 for Barca. The difference between having clinical finishers.
Well, let's be honest, Phil, that was an absolute, not just a gilt-edged chance, it was a sitter. And no other way to put it.
Scored a goal every other game for Nick Nijmegen last year, which is why Alaves pried him away. Venezuelan, but went to Germany at a young age, came up through the Arminia Bielefeld system. But at 28, needs to cash in some of that promise. Little bump throwing Llorente off, no foul. Neymar showing some teeth. Shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, but the ball's in plain distance of Llorente. I felt there, Phil. I think he's got an axe to grind there. I think he had a step, or half a step, in front of the ball ahead of Neymar. It's okay going shoulder to shoulder when the ball's in between the two players. No arguments there. But, yeah, you're right. Neymar gets it enough, so a little bit of a payback. Must be bulking up.
The inside of Dikarenaan.
Oh, what a pass!
Suarez tried to caress it for Messi, but
Neymar nutmegs Llorente here with this wonderful pass that is steered through the man in front of him, right into stride by Suarez, to Suarez, who was taken by surprise.
That's you, handling Santos. Vidal just off the mark. Neymar will get there, though. Neymar in, Suarez. By the way, Suarez's goal means he's scored against every team he has faced in Spain except for Malaga. 23 of the 24 have fallen victim. Rain again trickling down on the Basque country. And Andres Iniesta getting set to loosen the legs. Back by Busquets, away from danger. Just one defeat their last 17 for Alaves, but Barca have not lost, or just that one in 21, and the only team to do that, the team they're facing here today. Messi springs it wide. Nina throws LaGuardia, sends it across, good cover. It was Vigaray dropping back to cover. The 22-year-old ex-Getafe youth. Still plenty of time in this match, since Barca needs one more to really put Alaves down for the count. Taking his time to put this back into orbit. Neymar trickles through past Alexis. LaGuardia clears. A chance for Vidal that deflects off. That one might have been headed in. Instead, it's out for another corner. This should be 9. Maybe it was squirting away, but off of Teo and into touch. Rifled across by Rakitic, but over everyone. And a chance for Alaves to regroup. They bring in Femenia, who is very speedy down the wings. They might have to do more with cover, considering Barcelona's had some success there. They still have Camarasa on the bench. Daverson as well, and the young Paraguayan Oscar Romero. That's you in the way. Sobrino brings it down, though. Teo dragging it through. Katai dispossessed.
Smart play by Rakitic there. Pickpockets the attack and then immediately launches that ball behind the back of Alaves' line for Suarez.
Tie on the far side, the 26-year-old Serb.
Tackle.
And it trickles finally across for the first corner.
See there, Aleix Vidal giving a lesson how to go down on your backside and win the ball. Wonderful slide tackle. A lot of coaches nowadays say never go down because you're out of the game. There's times where you really need to. And if you time it, there's synchronized perfection like that. Nothing better in defensive football.
6 in the box, ball to the spot. Santos peeled back, didn't get it all. LaGuardia
what a good header. Umtiti.
Out for Suarez, and again, Alaves with numbers up, scrambling to get back.
Great header by Umtiti, needs to be applauded. Going up against big Victor LaGuardia. And Umtiti saying, I can win this. A wonderful jumping challenge to beat the big man from Alaves in a situation that really is in a dangerous position.
Well, they do have that cup match, the final, coming up at the end of May, towards the end of the season. But 7 changes for Pellegrino. And while this team has done well, you wonder if he's regretting that.
Nah, well, you know, cup tie football, it's going to be probably the biggest day in Alaves' history come the Copa del Rey final, the King's Cup against Barcelona. Where the game's going to be played, we still don't know. I hope it's in Atletico de Madrid's stadium. And a wonderful good night it will be to that stadium.
Obviously, I think Real Madrid is redoing their bathrooms again on Cup final day. San Mamés is where Alaves would love to play. They're Basque neighbors, but Guns N' Roses have a concert tour that will hit Bilbao. Might force that to roll to Sevilla again somewhere, perhaps, or Atletico, as you mentioned.
Either one of those stadiums would be absolutely wonderful. What a night that'll be for Deportivo Alaves. Babazoros.
The beanbags, I guess, if you're taking a literal translation.
A lovely little ball from Busquets for Messi.
Played back by Dani Torres, the ex-Deem man.
Busquets, man. He looks like a giraffe on roller skates sometimes, but he gets the job done so beautifully. You saw him there, people, your fancy machines, go back and take a look at that defending. Alaves not seeing any way through those telescopic legs of Sergi.
Messi. Rakitic tries to go up the middle. Alexis heads it clear. Pressure, though, almost forcing it off.
Oh, here
Santos.
it's in
Good
again.
Ball inside.
Good ball.
Settles. Can't shoot. Nice tackle, Dina, this time,
yep,
as he does go down.
There you go. He probably had words from Lucio Enrique at half-time and gets it done to perfection there. Wonderful tackle. Great movement again from Alaves down that left side. The ball's played in beautifully and just no way through at the end for Katai.
Actually did get the touch, but Dina prevented it from being lifted over Ter Stegen.
He's got him covered all day, wrapped him up in cellophane there. Katai maybe could have pulled it back, but asking a lot of them as Romero comes in.
One of the twins from Paraguay. Saw him in the past few Copa Americas, and the 24-year-old by way of Boca, very promising. Atlanta United and Gerardo Martino, the ex-Barcelona boss, trying to get him and had a deal in line until Shanghai Shenhua stepped in and added a 0, pretty much. And Oscar Romero quickly changed on loan from Shanghai to Alaves for the rest of the season, though.
And a good start for Alaves in the second half, Phil. As you pointed out, they really have stepped up their game and created a little bit more problems for Barcelona. No way through yet, but they've certainly been rattling the latch of that left side and certainly finding nice passing lanes towards the area that is Ter Stegen's penalty box.
Suarez, instrumental on the day, a goal and an assist. He will not be available for the Cup final because of that red card he got, and the fact that it took him so long to get off. There's actually another suspended game for Suarez before he returns to Cup play. Alaves will not fall below their 12th position, even with the defeat here today. Busquets rolling that one through, and maybe a little too early for Carlos Close's liking.
Is that always in?
Stolen away. Messi looking to get on the board, and he goes through the legs of the goalkeeper and does, knocking down yet another wall. His first goal at Mendizorosa.
Triggers this one because he knows he's got no other options on the inside of him, or in all likelihood he would find him or attempt to, because the angle is so difficult. But again, the madness of Messi and this insane talent that we are watching, absolutely astonishing. Wins the tackle here and then recognizes there's nothing on the inside. He takes a look, but he realizes he's got a tiny window of opportunity, and he finds it impeccably. The calculus of a goal solved in a nanosecond with a terabyte of skill from Lionel.
And now Iniesta will come off the bench with little pressure on the day. Half hour left to go, and Alaves left to wonder what might have been. They almost scored first in the first half. They almost scored first in the second, but almost doesn't count.
Tackle.
Watch Messi's goal again. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. Even LaGuardia left flailing in the second half now. Santos going on Vidal. Theo Hernandez trying to get the ball inside as Barcelona will jump above Real Madrid with this result. But again, Real with 2 games in hand. Sevilla falling a bit further afield. Yellow against Rakitic. Carlos Close patiently waiting for him to get back to his feet.
Gentlemanly of him.
So 3 games by the way for Real.
Here and gets certainly no touch on the ball, and Theo comes through and rips the sock, but certainly to show that Rakitic needed to put that much pressure on Theo Hernandez there. Had him contained against the dead ball line, but felt he could win the ball. Was wrong. Paid the price.
Romero inside. Just glances off of Matthew's dome and off to the near side. Real Madrid will use one of those 3 matches in hand this afternoon in Pamplona on beIN Sports. Again, Romero wearing the number 10, weaves his way across, goes low, and Ter Stegen keeps his hands down.
Watch how he wins this ball back right here. Such quickness, and then that look on the inside. The neck of an owl, as we will see. Lynx eye vision here. He's already made his mind up in the blink of a bee's eye, and the medicine man strikes again.
Was anyone else, you'd almost think that was luck. With Messi, you almost think it's by design.
Yeah.
Yes.
I truly feel the power and the placement was there. You can argue that Pacheco has been at fault a little on some of the goals here today. Unquestionably should be criticised, but again, got to look at the source he is facing.
Gosh. Getting more and more confident.
Better. Well played.
Suarez to the inside.
What a ball!
Spots the run of Messi, tackled away, and it's either Messi for 2 or an own goal against Katai, but it's Barca by 4.
Again, there's no space or time for him. Einstein might have been confused, but not Messi. The ball's a beauty, played in from Suarezcito. Suarez, wonderful touch, turns, takes LaGuardia for a dance, sends it through to the dancing feet of Messi. Alexis comes across on one side and Theo Hernandez on the other, and he rides them both like a buck and bronco. A beautiful play. As I said, Alexis one side, Theo on the other. Messi says, "Do you want to dance?" And then it's bamboozled in own goal, but Messi is the one who terrorizes his neighborhood. Unlucky for the fourth one. But what a ball, Phil. Lovely pass and lovely turn from Suarez to set his best mate up.
The MSN have scored, plus the O for the own goal against Alexis. Rifled up and down goes Ter Stegen to deny Sobrino.
Lovely stinger here from the ex-Real Madrid kid. The 24-year-old steps through this one as the pale-faced assassin comes in. Welcome return.
Romero coming in for Katai for Alaves, who promptly give up a fourth. Iniesta is in as Busquets gets the rest of the afternoon off. Cleared by Suarez.
All that one at half-time, didn't I, Phil? Yep. Get him in cotton wool for the PSG game on Tuesday. Busquets absolutely wonderful in this game. Just want to sing his praises once more because I'm undervaluing Busquets.
Gomes or Rakitic, one of them will drop back. Right now pushing forward, Messi into the area. Suarez lays it back, and he's done it again. Suarez setting up Rakitic, and it's 5-0 Barca.
One word for this finish. Stupendously magnificent.
That's 2 words.
No, it ain't. Run them together. Absolutely astonishing again from Ivan, the Terrible. Beautiful ball played in here from Suarez. He's got options. Messi, of course, sees all the kaleidoscopic options. Suarez again. The back heel pass, probably not. He goes for it, but he gets it. He needs 2 bites at it, like Mike Tyson. But eventually the ball gets there to the Croatian international, whose hit is the cross of a rapier and a sledgehammer to break open Alaves 5-zip.
Well, this was a close match through a half hour, and some brilliance and good fortune gave Barca the lead. Alaves trying to fight back, but they've left themselves vulnerable, and now in the blink of an eye it's 5.
Well, you know, this cup final coming up, Copa del Rey, it'll be nothing like this, and Barca will be facing a totally different type of Alaves team with all their big stars back.
Again, no Ibai, no Camarasa, no Daverson, no Vidal on the day. And in fact, their heart and soul, Manu Garcia, also on the bench. Here's Oscar weaving to the inside. At this point, it's looking for some consolation. A goal of honor, they call it. Can they find something to hang their hat on?
Well, it'll be ruining the early chance when this game was 0-0. And another couple of other great gilt-edged opportunities.
Here's Messi.
Messi leads them either and by the nose here.
Drives it across for Suarez. Neymar making the trailing run. Settles smoothly, caresses it. Slap to a Pacheco. Rifle to the bullseye. Suarez make it 6. 2 goals, 2 assists as the Uruguayan in the spotlight.
It's dancing school now for Barcelona, and Pellegrino's men all flat-footed watching the ballet dancers attack. Options galore for them all here, and well, Alaves' defense falling like King Louis' temple. Easily triggered in. Suarez tries to find the Brazilian, does with a wonderful touch, the slingshot pass, but again Pacheco coughs it up, tries to get it out of dodge. There's not much more he could have done. It's a wonderfully directed, it's actually a good save in the end, but Suarez, right place, right time for number 6, and finish smooth as the back of a spoon.
His 18th goal as he and Messi continue to tap up atop the Pichichi charts. It also ties him with his boss, Luis Enrique, 109 goals. 6-0. And again, you can't really say Alaves is playing poorly. It's just the gulf of difference between Barcelona and their Basque opponents.
Well, the lethal finishing, certainly the highlight of this, but there's been some improved performances by Barcelona in this overwhelming win. Andre Gomes has stepped it up, certainly. Rakitic has showed flashes of his old brilliance.
Vidal and Mathieu.
Yeah.
There is the right back. Watch it again. In fact, you might go dizzy on Facebook.com trying to keep up with Barcelona. Alaves certainly is.
Remember as well, the goal-denying saves produced by ter Stegen in the early parts of this game.
Would have been Theo Hernandez giving Alaves the lead.
That should have, would have.
And again, Christian Santos could have made it 2-1.
Tombstones are etched with those words when they play against Barcelona. We could have, we should have, we would have, but they had this lad from Argentina that alters everything.
I wonder if Kipling would have changed his poem if we would have known about Messi. 20 minutes left as Roberto about to be the final sub.
Kipling wrote coulda, shoulda, woulda.
If. Because Alaves losing its head just a little bit here.
Opening of poets. Standing up on that shaven form. There you
Neymar is there, but it will be Messi from 35, just about a yard too high.
put it on the form.
Be a straight swap. Actually, no, Gomes will be coming in. Wonder if Sergio Roberto will drop into the Sergi Busquets spot here.
Over a lot of ground, a lot cleaner on the ball, a lot quicker with his decision making. An improved performance, gets the applause from Lucho Enrique. More like it from Andre Gomes.
Mania came in when it was still just a 2-goal game.
Nice little player, this guy.
Look away pass, but Theo Hernandez was frozen. Still gets there in time against Vidal. Did it stay in? It curled away, but ter Stegen with the grab regardless. From a sporting perspective, Ray, and considering the fact they do have a big match against this team coming up, is there a danger that Barcelona may be poking an eye, something that could come back to haunt them?
No. I said it before, Phil, this Deport team will bring a whole different kettle of sharks to the battle in the King's Cup final. They've got their own wonderful game changers that have been playing as tight as a fist for Pellegrino. Maybe that was part of his plan here today, knowing that Barcelona may be coming out a little bit too strong and fast, so keeping his powder dry for a bigger dance in the final. But this was never going to be replicated as a real dress rehearsal. Once we saw the lineup, 7 changes from the team that won their semi-final impressively against Celta de Vigo, who were the favourites going into that double tie, and were put to the sword by Alaves in a performance in this stadium that is night and day from what we're seeing here. So,
more changes for Barcelona. Is it showing they might have more depth than people were starting to criticize?
No, on performances like this is what they needed. There were better performances by all the players that you had mentioned. There's no question they've been lacklustre and deserved a lot of the criticism that came their way on these Barcelona new signings, they weren't living up to it. Here today, against a weakened side, okay, they did it, but I'm not so sure that all of the questions are asked. They need to maintain it.
Asked a question of Neymar. The problem was the Brazilian in an offside position. Or was he?
Maybe by a frog's hair.
With Vidal starting to maybe not lock down, but throw a spear into the ground at right back. Sergio Roberto back into the midfield. Luis Enrique giving him a chance to continue to prove his worth.
Wonderfully competent on the ball technically, and is always brave with his availability. Certainly a maturing footballer.
Pirouette, the two get tangled though. Suarez is down, and it's Oscar as well. Nope. Dani Torres.
This could have been nasty, and it's nasty enough for Suarez. He gets there at the same time as the defender.
Dani.
The ball evading both of them, it seemed. Yeah. Not his fault. Two brave lads going for a free ball. Suarez never pulling out, always willing to drop back from his focal point of the attack. And to those situations, to hunt for a loose ball. Wasn't too much at all in it from both players.
Torres heading towards the sideline. Picked up for $4 million from Medellin, former Santa Fe youth player. Again, if both players are able to stay on, and one of the new rules is the fact they don't both have to leave, but Suarez looks like he might need a little extra treatment on the sideline, so it's 10 on 10 for a while. Torres making it a man advantage for Alaves until Luis Suarez can get back out there. 6-0 Barca. In for Romero. Pressing it forward nicely. Drops it on a dime. Theo Hernandez to the goal line. Can he get it across? But it's parried away. Ter Stegen. And again, Oscar Romero unlocking that back line.
Emerging talent, this young man. Been singing the praises about him for a while now. Theo Hernandez, remember the name. 18-year-old French under-19 international, property of Atletico de Madrid. They've got a good one in him.
Swing away. Ter Stegen drops his line. Suarez back out there and able to clear. Dikarenaan again testing Aleix Vidal. Iniesta. Suarez saw it deflected by Llorente. Again, this scoreline take nothing away from what Alaves has done this year. Barcelona, the defending champions. But Alaves in its first year from the Segunda, and they do have that victory at the Camp Nou to take with them. Sense a few extra pieces of the puzzle next year, as they won't be taking teams by surprise. Iniesta, and out for the throw. Barca making all three of their substitutions. Still one more if they wish for Alaves. Space for Sergio Roberto. Out wide to Vidal. 79th minute.
Certainly something about the Basque fans, isn't there? Wonderfully patriotic and wonderfully supportive and partisan, despite 6-0 shellacking that they're getting here, singing their praises for their brave lads.
Again, of note, all 4 Basque teams, in fact, could have all been in the top half of the table if Alaves had found the upset. But in striking distance of Europe, Alba testing. Out wide for Vidal. There's Roberto off for Messi, starting from the center circle. Pass finds Alexis. I'm down, says Close. 44-year-old ref nearing the end of the line. Actually got his start as an indoor ref, futsal ref. 2013 held the whistle in the Copa del Rey final when Atletico knocked off Real Madrid. Iña. Alba. Alba coming in for Umtiti, which has changed that back line just a bit.
Another player that played rock solid is Umtiti, confident on the ball and always willing to bring Ter Stegen into the match in tight situations. And Ter Stegen, another one where his football and feet on the right leg, sharp here today. All in all, Phil, it's just been, you know, thoroughbreds performances here today for Barcelona, and the gulf of class and ability certainly evident, and the scoreline reflecting that.
Achu, the only center back staying upfield and barreling in, trying to win the ball in the midfield. See if Alaves can take advantage.
Covered up by Aleix Vidal.
Checo sending it back to midfield.
Oh, if he meant that, that was astonishing from Ter Stegen. Sure that he did. Who knows?
Oscar Romero getting it back underway as Neymar whistled for a handball.
He can step through that with his left foot, and it ended up an incredible amount of height and swerve to take it in the opposite direction. From all reports, they see that type of distribution in practice all the time. And it's 6-0. Why not get your box of tricks out?
And they keep the shutout. Can they add a 7th? Messi out wide, tries to caress it in, off LaGuardia and wide to safety. Hard to pick a man of the match in some ways. So many players vital, although Suarez with 2 goals and 2 assists has to be up there.
Certainly.
Again. Maloney from China trying to switch to the far flank, but Rakitic was ready. Messi knocked down by LaGuardia and a foul called. Barca put 7 on the board in cup play back in December against Hercules. Almost had a 7th there.
Positioning by Victor LaGuardia. Doesn't know much about it, but that one is heading into the side netting past Pacheco. If Victor doesn't get his body in between that. Wonderful ball from Suarez to the Argentine.
Messi again. 7 minutes and change left. Suarez chipping, looking for the hat trick. Just high. Also had a 7 spot against Celtic in European play. Last time they had this many. Actually had 8 against Deportivo towards the tail end of last season. Should have used the wedge. It's Digne and Vidal around Mathieu in a three-man back line as Luis Enrique with a few wrinkles as he empties the bench. Ball down this near sideline. Opportunity was there for Femenia, but now looks like Digne covering inside as a center back. Again, maybe a way to get him some time. Jordi Alba back 100%. Early ball Femenia, but over Santos. Strong challenge by Teo. Got Vidal. And his leg is in bad shape. Teo Hernandez flew in, and he got the man and the ball, and this is ugly. Look away if you're a bit squeamish. Femenia setting the ball sideline to sideline. No real chance.
Looks as if the ankle is completely fractured here by the physical evidence that's on display, and it is a horror, as you said, Phil.
Teo Hernandez, no chance to really keep this in play. At least it didn't appear so.
This is, as you rightfully point out, looking exceedingly bad. And it's a gruesome looking injury. You can see the ankle completely out of joint. I was hoping that he was just headed down, but this is bad. And looking at it right here, and it's arguably as bad as it gets. He leaves both feet, and that's why the Bob Beeman type tackles have been outlawed. And you can see right there, the ankle is completely wrenched, twisted, and out of joint.
What a horror situation for Vidal. Just when he had started to prove he deserved that right back position, it's hard to imagine he will be back on the field for the rest of this season. Hope it's only a dislocation.
Right.
But it's not supposed to be bent that way.
The ligament certainly stretched, and it was the leaping into the tackle that is the horror of the tackle itself. There's no control when you leave both feet. I keep going on about this, and regular listeners will know, related to the great, the wonderful gold medal winner in the 1970 Olympics, Bob Beeman, jumping in completely and utterly out of control when you do that. And that's why a lot of the referees throughout Europe are now presenting a straight red card for tackles that are dived into like that. This, and rightfully so. You can see the utter distress that Vidal is in.
This was not even whistled as a foul.
Now, there again, it's LaLiga referee, and it's coming under some severe criticism lately.
Nice round of applause from the Alaves fans, but for Barcelona, who've already used all three subs, it's basically playing out the string here. And
that is absolutely staggering how a yellow card, at the very least, isn't produced for a tackle like that.
Again, even asking that question,
I mean,
Barcelona.
the thing is, if you're going in sliding into a tackle, the danger of a horrific tackle like that is substantially less.
A chance for the player to avoid it?
Sure, and also, you know, the momentum of the tackle coming through, you see that all the time, and there's nowhere close to the amount of injuries. When you go in diving, it doesn't have to be feet first. Total momentum jumping into a tackle like that, it's always going to cause skull and crossbones all around the potential of something like that happening, and it did.
First time in more than 60 years that Alaves has allowed 6 goals at home. And getting back to that conversation, you see it so much in Spain, where Real and Barcelona especially with all of the talent they have running up scores just by playing their game. Not necessarily intentionally trying to demean or demoralize the opposition. Just the talent they have leads to high scores. But maybe this is part of the price tag. Frustration maybe from Theo Hernandez to throw himself into a hopeless tackle.
I was singing his praises earlier, Phil. He's a wonderful player and a real footballer. Seeing a red mist like that against a helpless player that's coming into the ball, it's something that he should be ashamed of.
Ter Stegen clears, but not far enough. A chance for the Real Madrid loanee Llorente, but it seems to deflect off Digne, but no, it'll be a goal kick for Barca. And the tackle from Theo, intentional or not.
Yeah, it's settled over like a pall on this crowd, hasn't it? And especially that corner, who had a clear look at something that doesn't need to be looked at again, really. It's a sad ending to a game of football.
And again, that will have consequences for the rest of this season and maybe into the next transfer window. Off to Neymar. Strong run. Alba, can he get there? Now back the other way. No need to add a seventh as they'll play it back. How much time will be added on? Could be quite a bit, but Carlos Clos Gomez looks like he is just going to add the 3. Lifted down the line, Sergio Roberto covering for the departed Vidal. Nice touch, Suarez. Lifted Rakitic back towards the Uruguayan, but cleared. And here's Christian Santos, who could have made it a 1-goal game in the early moments of this second half, but fluffed his lines as Ter Stegen put the pressure on. Now again, Barcelona with a lot of action. Cup final coming up. Mentioned PSG in the Champions League, and if they stay in that, this means a lot of action at right back for Sergio Roberto. They might need to try and find another.
Well, they're going to have to go with what they've got this season, Phil. Still bang there
maybe.
with all the competitions within their grasp. But certainly a sad exclusion from a man who you rightfully pointed out was just starting to hit his stride with a smile on his face as well. Hitting the back of the net and performing admirably. Great tackle.
Vigaray. Digne coming away with it. Last 5 games, 2 goals and 2 assists for Vidal. As you said, just coming into his own. Torres. Upended on the collision with Neymar. The Colombian pops back to his feet. You could see Theo not happy as he exited.
Blamed on this one as well. And you know what, Phil? We'll take a look at it again. I still believe that the reaching in and the jumping in of the tackle caused the injury, but we should take a look at it and see if he lands just awkwardly, whether or not. It didn't seem as if he came in and actually made contact with the ankle in the replays that we saw, so maybe there's a little bit of
that will be examined throughout, I'm sure, later. But Raul Garcia, by the way, coming in for Hernandez.
Regardless, again, the reaching and jumping in is the whole genesis of that. That's another.
Digne taken down by LaGuardia, and now the card comes out. Maybe a bit of a makeup against the big man.
Yeah, pointing at the clock, saying the game's over, ref. But again, it's a scissor type tackle coming across. He's nowhere close to the ball. Deserved yellow card, as
and that will